Is there an actor/actress whose movies you will not watch? If so, who and why? My mother refuses to see any film with Rowan Atkinson because she only sees him as Mr. Bean for everything. Personally, I think that just makes his role funnier. He basically was Mr. Bean in Johnny English. He was basically Mr. Bean in Rat Race. Salman Khan from Bollywood. He is a murderer. He is O.J. Simpson of India. But his fans are just as dumb as him, so they still support him. Everything with German actor Matthias Schweifer in it is an absolute no-go for me. He's very popular, and it feels like he's the lead in every shallow bullshit comedy Germany has made in the last decade. Can't stand the guy. Either him or Today I Learned Schweizer. They made one movie and then made that movie again 20 other times with tiny differences. Oh my god, I think last week I zapped through the TV and there was a movie with Matthias Schweifer and Today I Learned Schweizer in a car, who were screamed at by dialogists from the car behind them. Never turned off the TV faster. Edit, I just googled what the movie was called. It's Hot Dog from 2018, and it's even worse. Lisa and Lena, two TikTok Musical.ly stars, appear in the movie too. Dodged a bullet by turning off the TV. Salman Khan, Bollywood. Overall a bad overrated actor. Killed a few homeless people on the streets as he ran over them in an accident. Framed his driver for that, and the driver died unsupported by anyone. He's just a ducking dick. Edit, really glad to know so many people hate on this guy for all the right reasons. Black buck killing. Shutting down careers of young actor/actresses. Romancing barely adult actresses on screen, maybe off screen. He is just garbage overall. Salman Khan from Khan Academy is not the same as this POS of an actor we are talking about here. Sal Khan has done a lot of good in the world and will remain a legend. Thankfully the similarities end right at the name. Yes, White Tiger the movie has a similar story, but the driver comes out on top at the end and doesn't die alone, without any money. Also, the movie is based off from Aravind Adiga's 2008 novel which won Man Booker Prize. Thanks for all the awards. Bella Thorne, literally any social media influencer. Have you ever seen that god-awful series Attaway General? Its main cast entirely consists of TikTok influencers. And yes, it's as awful as you can imagine it is. Not an actor, but the guy who directed Jeepers Creepers. Dude was a pedophile and assaulted a 12-year-old boy from one of his movies. Dude then recorded it and got caught with a bunch of other child pornography in his house. If I remember correctly, he only got sentenced 3 months. Too long, didn't read, dude's a pedo. Edit, he was sentenced 3 years, not months. He still served only 15 months though. Credit to you, Isla Immolati. Bummed me out hearing that, because I highly enjoyed Jeepers Creepers. A very good horror movie that didn't rely on gore to sell it. First horror movie I ever saw. I think I was 6 at the time. Real damn shame about the director. In conclusion, nobody likes Gwyneth Paltrow or James Corden. Everyone hates James Corden, which is why he escaped to America. Also, his Ask Me Anything was so funny because everyone just hated him, and so he left. Right now I'm into Handmaid's Tale, and let me tell you, Elizabeth Mossface is pissing me off like no other. If I see one more slow mo close up of her face while waiting on her to answer a simple question, I'm gonna freak out. She is also a Scientologist, which is rather ironic considering some of the themes of Handmaid's Tale. Not me, but my wife can't watch anything with Steve Buscemi in it. She had a horrible nightmare when she was 5 or 6 years old that he was chasing her around her house trying to kill her. Edit, forgot to add we finally discovered why her dad was watching Fargo one night and she got really freaked out by him. That actually really sucks, because Buscemi is a pretty wholesome guy. Most Scientologist actors, especially Elizabeth Moss. How are you gonna star in a TV show about a cult taking over a country when you're in a cult that wants to take over the country? Wow, I had no idea she was in Scientology too. Wait until you hear about Michael Pena. Any YouTuber that tries to act in movies, almost of those movies suck and are just cash grab bait for teenagers because they love said YouTuber. These movies are only made because popular internet person X stars in it. Too long, didn't read Logan Paul. Edit, my head became one of those squeezy toys when I saw my not ifs. For once a comment of mine on AskReddit gets any attention. And yes, I know about Moist Critical's major role in the Hunger Games. There are exceptions. Commenting with what about YouTubers is won't get you an answer. I'll most likely don't even know the person. What I meant with my comment is movies that advertise exclusively with THE Northeast WCRE PRGM and G598XX MOVE, while said YouTuber has no history interest in acting and is just in there for the money popularity boost. Also, I never said anything about animated movies. They just use their voices in there. They don't physically act. What about the world-renowned actor Charlie White and his role in Hunger Games? Steven Seagal. He's a terrible actor, director, and screenwriter. And those are his good points. Steven Seagal is an inspiration to everyone looking to make in the entertainment industry. He sets the bar so low, how could you not reach it? Gwyneth Paltrow, her arrogance, if that's what you call it, makes her completely unappealing. Hey man, give her a break. She had some bread recently. It was really traumatic. Yeah, give her a break. Her vagina candle blew up in some guy's face, and he's talk of suing her. Seriously, she's going through such a hard time right now. Edit, you all have made my most upvoted comment one about Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. Salman Khan. Not the Academy guy, but the Indian actor. He encourages nepotism in those who lick his boots. He has been known to physically abuse all his girlfriend. He verbally abused the current BF of Ivika Baroy, of his ex-GF Aishwarya Rai, and when his ex revealed in a press conference, Salman used his clout to blacklist him, and he hardly received any good roles after that. He created a ruckus on his ex-GF Aishwarya's movie set for breaking up on him, and the producer decided to drop her from the project and deal with Salman. He drunk drove his Range Rover over a bunch of pedestrians, and then bribed the witness to tell it was his driver. One of them refused to change his statement. That guy lost his job. He got mysteriously kidnapped on the day he was supposed to record his statement, became homeless, declared insane, and he died after contracting tuberculosis. He shot and killed an endangered species of deer which was revered by a local tribal community, and tried every means to squash the case. After realizing that his image is going bad, he started a charity organization called Being Human, which sells overpriced shirts, and a recent investigation found that only 5% of profits go for charity. He makes sure he gets lots of publicity, even if he donates a single cent. Many Bollywood actors and fans react as if he is a noble soul who was arrested for dubious reasons. He has a big connection with the underworld mafia, which is probably the reason why nothing sticks to him. There are reports of him getting projects from other actors due to arm twisting the producers. Also, his movies are total crap. Duck him and his baited fans. Many Bollywood actors and fans react as if he is a noble soul who was arrested for dubious reasons. I think the other actors do it because they are afraid he'll ruin their careers in Bollywood, like he did with a Baroy. Charlie Sheen. I remember as a kid reading an article about him beating Denise Richards, who I just had the biggest crush on. I cancelled Charlie Sheen at age 9 and have never seen anything with him in it since. I loved the interview where he was making fun of a Jewish TV person for changing his name to sound less ethnic. The host responded, "We'll be back with actor Carlos Estevez right after this." I'm not watching any more Jared Leto movies. There's this Indian actor called Salman Khan who's a garbage human being and a convicted criminal still making movies. Edit. Wow, didn't expect this comment to blow up. Thanks for the awards. Personally, I hate it when Bollywood comes together every time Salubey makes a movie. I have no idea how anyone can stand behind him at all. Just shows how ridiculous the entire film community is. Came here hoping to find this guy. He's just so much worse as a person than pretty much every other actor on this list, except maybe Kevin Spacey, who might also not be as bad. He is just the worst. He has no talent, makes very dumb movies, and yet somehow has rabid fans defending him. His fan base is just as dumb as those of, say, Rajnikanth, except that Rajnikanth seems to be a good human being, while Salman Khan barely qualifies at being human. Every time I think about watching The Handmaid's Tale I think about how Elizabeth Moss is an active Scientologist and I'm like I'm good. In category 2 it depends on what they did, who they are. There are some people where I just can't separate it. Like, I used to be in love with the Cosby Show to the point that I had Cliff Clare on my vision board as couple goals. But I physically cannot look at Bill Cosby anymore without feeling depressed and pissed off. A different actor who maybe did something stupid and was rightfully called out, but isn't a career pose like Cosby. I might be able to get past that for the sake of the art. Not sure where exactly that line is though. Edit, oh man. I meant to post this in response to a different comment link that was talking about the broad categories of people in this thread, those you just don't like versus those you can't watch anymore because of something they did. Linking it here for category 2 context and hope this makes more sense now. My bad. I thought I deleted this one when I put it in the wrong place. I don't know if there's ever been a bigger fall from grace for a celebrity. 10 years ago, he was one of the most respected actors, comedians around, and America's dad, and now he's in jail and will likely die there, with his legacy overshadowed by the reality that he is a monster. James Corden. Cause he's an insufferable smug cunt. Hope you keep him in the US. We are well rid of the prick. It's not a proper Reddit thread until somebody calls James Corden a cunt. Nate Parker. He allegedly raped a woman when he was at Penn State and then started a campaign of harassment against her and hired a pie who put her photo up around campus. The woman later committed suicide. I have no desire to look at his stupid mug in any context. Duck him. Lee Mitchell. I loved the early seasons of Glee, but she made it almost painful to watch. Sometimes I would fast forward her scenes. Then she was in TV commercials and YouTube ads. It was so annoying seeing her face everywhere. Then in recent years all these controversies about her came out. The way she treated others, the bullying, her aggressive behavior, threatening other actors. I won't watch a movie TV show if she is in it. Gwyneth Paltrow. Can't separate her acting from the Goop BS. I really liked Gwyneth when I was young. Then Goop happened. Now I avoid her. Shame. I thought she was quite talented. I hear this a lot. What's the deal with Goop? I don't really know what it is. But why is it such a problem? All I know is that some people have said they don't like her because of the vagina scented candle she made. Is that the same thing? The candles are bad and such, but some of her items, when they don't explode, are genuine health hazards. There were these vagina stones that she sold and swore promoted good vagina health. Actual health experts were like, no please, don't listen to this crazy rich bitch. Those stones have microscopic pores which lets bacteria and germs flourish and can make you sick or kill you. And there is no medical benefit to putting rocks in your coochie, so please don't. I paraphrased a bit, but that's when I knew she was a bad person. I don't think it can be overstated how dangerous putting porous crap up your vagina is. Toxic shock syndrome is scary stuff. Not talking Hollywood here, but James Dean, the somehow still active porn star, is a rapist. Lena Dunham. She's just really off-putting to me. James Corden. I just find him very annoying. His Ask Me Anything was ducking hilariously terrible. He got ripped to shreds. I discovered that Ask Me Anything last night and was physically shaking with laughter in bed trying not to wake up my husband. Just absolutely slaughtered. Edit, here's the link. Have a blessed night as you drink in this piece of art. Edit, to honored my first Reddit award could contribute to the mass hatred of James Corden. James Corden lacks any talent and turns every show he's in into a pantomime. I have problem watching future Joss Whedon stuff. I've loved all of his shows up until all his bullshit came out recently. He has a new show, The Nevers, and I can't bring myself to watch it. I feel like I'll just be wondering which one of these actors did he randomly decide to torture. Edit, not an actor but close enough. Julia Roberts. She reminds me of my stepmother. Not her fault, poor dear. But here we are. James Corden should be self-explanatory. Ellen DeGeneres, because I know how much of a bitch she is. I still don't know how to feel about the fact that she plays as Dory in Finding Nemo. Edit, I apologize. I didn't realize I just ruined plenty of people's childhoods. Woody Allen and Roman Polanski. Tom Cruise. Because seen a Kingtology. Amber Heard and Kevin Spacey, among other such actors. I believe that the only real way to punish people like them is through choosing not to support the projects they're in. Shia LaBeouf. He's being sued by FKA Twigs for abuse and admitted to it when the allegations came out. He's disgusting. Woody Allen. Hard pass on anything he is involved in. Tom Cruise's arrogance shines through his teeth. Gwyneth Paltrow, don't know. She's just annoying. Anything with that Wakefield report supporting anti-vax lunatic Jenny McCarthy. That goes for her former sidekick Jim Carrey. She ruined him for me once I heard him blindly supporting her idiocy. My son has autism and her bullshit was swallowed by many people at the time and they both make me rage. I also can't watch Meg Ryan because she just grates on my nerves and her lips are so distracting. Will Ferrell. All his characters are 10 types of dumb in my personal opinion with the exception of Megamind. I started hating his characters after I watched Elf. It just left a bad image of him in my mind. James Franco. I'm terrified of him. He always just seems low-key unhinged. Jennifer Lopez. She's a bad actress. And from what I've heard, a shitty person. One of the stories I think about whenever I'm reminded of her existence is when she insulted an airline stewardess because she couldn't make her a double espresso and then told her her shoes looked cheap. She's also known for being a bad tipper. Need I say more?